Chapter 21. Camp Rawk 5. Elle jumped up and down. She was holding a mic. Fuck yeah! That was awesome! Tony, did you see that? That was awesome! What? Tony asked, still totally out of it from the worm. That was a sweet cover of Bullet in the Head, right? Did you hear me? I was totally rocking it. I was like Zach, she said as she grabbed and hugged Axel, Les, Jimmy, and Moon. She was making friends. Music can do that. Tony put it together that the band had just played a song while he was dreaming about pinball after doing that worm. Whoa, that worm shit is strong, he thought. He looked over at Perry. Perry was looking back with the biggest stone smile ever. What's up, dude? Perry muttered. Tony knew a new drug like worm, Perry would just love it. Les pointed to Elle, Perry, Tony, and Fozzie. They smart humans. We take the king. Elle pointed out, the Perry clone, that pregnant chick are still at the camp. Not to mention all of our shit. Tony laughed. That Tux guy probably just made it. Perry got up and walked like a zombie. Married, he mocked the Tux guy. Let's go get our shit first, Tony said. How the fuck do we get out of here? Axel replied, I'll go with the human. Jimmy jumped up on his shoulder. Yeah, me too, man. Les replied, I tell King, good human coming. The band put down their instruments, turned off everything that was on. Moon grabbed the bottle of worms. Les grabbed a bottle of Jack with his feet, took a swig, then tossed it with his foot over to Moon, who also caught it with his foot, flipped it up into his hand, and took a swig also. Then Les and Moon took off down a hallway laughing. Where's your shit? Axel asked, and they all followed down the hall. They walked with Axel and Jimmy back to Camp Rawk 5. Everything was still there. Clone Perry was messing with Perry's pack. Perry's pregnant girlfriend was bending over as usual, exposing her perfectly cloned ass and gooch to the world. Nothing seemed amiss, although they'd been gone for many hours. Tux guy was standing there looking happy. Axel was surprised. Hey, these are dumb humans. You like? Jamie continued, yeah, man, you gotta watch those fuckers. Why? Perry asked. These ones seem okay. They seem harmless. Company track, Axel answered. They'll use them to follow you. Oh, shit. Perry looked at Tony and Elle. Fuck, I didn't know that. No, come with, Axel let him know. Aw, come on, man. They're cool, Perry argued. Look at that ass. He pointed towards his new pregnant girlfriend. The sun shining on her round rear end, her ass pointed to the sky, everything showing. Well, Axel and Jimmy agreed. That was pretty nice. Jimmy looked at Axel. We asked King. They packed up and left Camp Rawk 5. They dismantled the fire pit, hoping to make it look as little like a camp as they could with minimal effort. They had to cross the river again, this time with their packs. Axel showed them a less deep section, which they could walk across, packs over their heads. Axel offered to carry Fozzie, but Fozzie wasn't having it. She wasn't used to them yet. Tony put her on top of his pack and lugged it. After walking a quarter mile or so, Perry looked back. The Tux guy was struggling in the river. It looked like he was about to sweep him away. Perry turned around, pointed, and laughed. Look at that fucker. Beer time. After walking over another hill and through a valley, the trees started getting much bigger. It started turning from a regular old forest into a redwood forest. It wasn't a trail they were following, but the path they took started to get steep. Perry lit up a joint and they all smoked as they walked. Oh, yeah, good weed, Jimmy stated, holding a joint that was almost half as long as his body. He took big-ass hits for a little monkey. Another hour or so passed. Elle told them stories of concerts they went to, one where Tony was so drunk he got on stage at a Primus show and then got thrown down a flight of stairs by security. Have you guys ever been to a show? Elle asked. Only our own, Axel replied. Your own? Tony asked. We do 4 shows a year, Axel answered again. One for each new season, man, Jimmy put in. For whom? Tony questioned. For us, man, for us. Oh, like the one we walked into? Elle stated. No, that was practice. We play real shows, man, Axel went on. We play for the whole tribe, man, Jimmy continued. The whole tribe? Perry asked. How many? A couple thousand. I mean, where do you guys play? Mosh Tree, man, Jimmy said. Then after a short pause, you'll fucking love it, man. He gestured with his arms, holding them out wide, creating a half circle over his head. There are a couple thousand in your tribe? Tony asked Axel. Yes, Axel informed. All come to every show. And wait, Mosh Tree? Tony asked again, looking at Perry and Elle. That sounds pretty cool. Wait, you have a couple monkeys living out here? Where? Axel looked at Perry. Not fucking monkey. Okay. But where can a couple thousand apes live and not be seen by the company? Perry asked again. Here, Axel said, and they stopped walking next to a thick redwood. Jimmy jumped off his shoulder and scrambled up the tree to the first set of branches. There was a click that came from up where Jimmy was. Axel reached behind some pieces of bark, and there was another click. Jimmy came down and jumped back on Axel's shoulder. An outline of a darkness appeared on the tree in front of them, in the shape of a door. Axel pushed on it, and it slid back into the tree and then slid up. Axel, with Jimmy on his shoulder, disappeared into the tree. Closed door behind, Axel said. They followed him. He went in and climbed down. Perry first, then Elle, then Perry's clone, then Perry's pregnant girlfriend started climbing down, exposing her ass to anyone that was watching. Then Tony. Tony put Fozzie on top of his pack again. There was some room, and she fit nicely, her dog butt inside the pack, front legs and head sticking out over Tony's head. As Tony went in, he looked around for the tuxedo guy, but he was nowhere to be found. Tony pushed on the door. It glided smoothly and closed perfectly into the outer hole, filling the inside with darkness. There wasn't a ladder or anything to grab onto, just a bunch of random foot and handholds that lined the walls. Their packs were pretty heavy and bulky. It would have been really hard to climb down with them, but the hole they were climbing down wasn't very wide. So the humans could use the pack by pressing it against the wall to create friction so they could rest. The footholds looked like you could go up, too, inside of the tree. Tony looked up. The inside of the redwood was hollowed out, and it went up as far as he could see. They descended into darkness, following the apes and the monkey.